Welcome to the John and Heidi Show podcast.
John and Heidi.
Here's John and Heidi.
Today is a special day, Heidi. Do you know what today is?
What is today, John?
I thought you would never ask. Today is, well, let's do the Hold On Weekend. Saturday the 14th is National Children's Craft Day, National Learn About Butterflies Day, National Pie Day, 3.14, ... whatever it is, 314. Since National Potato Chip Day and National Write Down Your Story Day.
Nice.
Sunday, 15th, National Everything You Think Is Wrong Day, National Kansas Day, National Pears Helene Day, and National Shoe the World Day. A lot of stuff going on this weekend.
I guess.
Busy one. Also, I got a guest joining me. I'm going to chat with Devin Fergus. He's got a new book called The Land of the Fee. Not free, fee. Talking about all kinds of fees and things like that.
All right.
I'm thinking. I guess
Most
I'll
likely.
find out. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show this weekend.
If you grew up in the 70s, 80s, and 90s, you should consider joining us for this amazing vacation.
My wife and I have been to this event the last 3 years, and we've had a blast.
Join us at the Sands.
Hear amazing music from Billy Idol,
Cheap Trick,
Belinda Carlisle,
Little River Band,
The Hooters,
Tesla,
Howard Jones,
and many more.
Plus, meet awesome stars from movies and TV.
It's the best week ever.
Learn more right now at thesands.rocks.
That's thesands.rocks.
Now, surveys and studies and such brought to you by BetterCreditCards.com. Scientists have discovered bacteria related to chlamydia below the Arctic Sea. What in the world is going on down there?
Below the Arctic Sea?
Yeah, I'm not sure what they were
Why
doing
are they
down there.
testing for chlamydia below the Arctic Sea?
I'm not sure what they were doing down there, but it's...
Are there more important things we could be spending our time
Yeah, probably.
on?
I could think of a virus they could try to cure or something.
Right?
But they found this. It's a bacteria related to chlamydia below the Arctic Sea. So there you go. Something going on down there. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show.
Not all credit cards are created equally. Some cards have higher rates, some have annual fees, some are just not very good. Often people will sign up for these because that's all they qualify for. But if you've done that, it may be time to get a better credit card. Over time, your situation can change. Then you could qualify for a better credit card, one that offers you a better rate, or one that offers miles, points, cash back, or whatever is the best fit for you. Check it out for free at bettercreditcards.com. That's bettercreditcards.com.
This is your Brain on Drugs, brought to you by TimeForRehab.com. The smell of marijuana emanating from a woman's brassiere led Jackson County deputies to a honeypot of drugs and paraphernalia and cash. The incident began when a deputy assisted a motorist who was broke down on the side of the highway on Highway 71. After helping the driver move the vehicle, deputies noticed a strong scent of marijuana coming from the vehicle. And that's when they said, well, there's a marijuana cigarette poking out of your bra there. She did not have a prescription for the medical marijuana. It says here deputies searched the car, found half a pound of crystal meth and additional quantities of marijuana packaged for sale, some scales, and U.S. currency. She was arrested, charged with trafficking a controlled substance and possession of marijuana with intent to distribute. So... not a good plan.
Nice.
No, but that is what happens when your brain is on drugs.
John and Heidi.
Now, big screen, little screen, brought to you by ChannelSurferTV.com. Some big releases at the box office this weekend. One includes a new film called I Still Believe. And it is a true story of the Christian music star Jeremy Camp and his journey of love and loss. Gary Sinise in that movie, KJ Alpa in that movie. I've heard very, very, very good things about that movie. Also hitting theaters over the weekend here, the new Hilary Swank, Justin Hartley thriller, The Hunt, a film about 12 Trump supporters being hunted for sport. I cannot believe they're even putting this thing out.
I think this is
the movie is extremely violent.
Horrible
and there's
idea.
a lot of people who are opposed to the film, so I guess we'll see how that does over the weekend. Vin Diesel and Guy Pearce star in a new action fantasy called Bloodshot. Also comes out this weekend. Vin plays Ray Garrison, a slain soldier who is reanimated with superpowers. Remember back in the day there was one called RoboCop? Mm-hmm. Many people have compared it to that. So.
Okay.
This has been your Big Screen, Little Screen report brought to you by ChannelSurferTV.com.
Drinking too much can ruin your life. Alcohol and drug issues can cause problems at work, at home, and pretty much everywhere. If substance abuse has taken over your life and you want to quit, there is help. TimeForRehab.com could be the first step in the right direction for you. TimeForRehab.com would love to help you find a new life beyond addiction. Your insurance company may even cover the cost to help make this happen. You can learn more now at TimeForRehab.com. That's TimeForRehab.com.
Now your scoop of the day, brought to you by FunkyMonkeyShirts.com. An Iowa girl has miraculously regained her vision after being blinded by the flu. So she got the flu, she went blind.
I've never
now,
heard of that before.
Yeah, me neither. Now she's all better and she can see again.
Okay.
How amazing is that? It says here the price gougers online. Have you heard anything about this?
I don't think so.
There are people that bought like toilet paper and hand sanitizer.
okay.
So there were some price gougers that were selling hand sanitizer for ridiculous amounts of money. So New York Governor Andrew Cuomo unveiled a new hand sanitizer made by New York prison inmates. Okay. And they said, we're going to sell this and we're going to make it affordable. Well, yeah, that's pretty cool. Royal watchers are accusing Prince William and Kate Middleton of ignoring and snubbing Harry and Meghan at an event with the Queen. So if this affects your life somehow, you might want to seek help.
Exactly.
A study by the University of St. Andrews found that eating vegetables will give your skin a healthy glow. So if you have a healthy glow,
I heard that.
It's probably from eating all them vegetables. I actually like some vegetables, so I only have some healthy glow. And the rest is not so healthy. Katy Perry announced on Instagram Live last week that she's expecting her first child with Orlando Bloom. That's exciting news.
That's nice.
It's very cool. Genesis. Now, there are probably some people going, Genesis? Who's that?
I loved Genesis.
This not only is it the first book in the Bible, but it's also a band, and that's the one we're talking about is the band. Genesis has announced a Last Domino tour of the United Kingdom featuring Phil Collins' son, Nick, on the drums. So
Fun.
Back in the day, Phil Collins was the drummer, and now it's his son, Nick, that's going to be doing that. So there you go. I think that's really cool. So they're going to have that. I don't know when that tour starts. I guess if I clicked on
it doesn't matter. It's in, did you say it's in the UK?
United Kingdom.
So
we're probably not going to
see it anyway.
Okay. And Ronan Farrow blasted his own book publisher about them picking up a book by Woody Allen. And that's like, isn't that his like stepdad or something?
I have no idea.
The relative somehow.
Yeah.
So they're not happy that this guy's saying, I'm really disappointed that you are printing this book by Woody Allen because there's like some bad blood there and not too thrilled. So, but I don't know. I've got a link to that story if you want to read all the details. And I had something else. I tried to like make a vow that I wouldn't talk about that virus. So there went 99% of the stories, and we don't ever talk politics. So there went the other 0.5%. So this is 0.5% of what we could talk about.
Right.
So thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show this weekend.
Introducing InsuranceChicken.com. Why InsuranceChicken.com? Why not? Another insurance company has a duck, one has an emu, and that other company has a lizard. So InsuranceChicken.com is no more silly than any of those. Is it time for you to cross the road for your insurance? Don't be chicken. Check out InsuranceChicken.com. We'll help you peck out the best insurance rates we can find at InsuranceChicken.com. That's InsuranceChicken.com.
Today we visit with Devin Fergus. He is a historian and a public policy expert, and he's got a new book out called Land of the Fee, Hidden Costs and the Decline of the American Middle Class. Devin, thanks for joining us.
John, thanks so much for having me on your program today. I greatly appreciate it.
So the book, Land of the Fee, how long did it take to put this together?
Sort of 2 decades. I started in the 2000s and finished just a couple of years ago, and so it really spans sort of almost two decades to sort of write the piece.
And the actual content in the book that you're talking about, this decline, that didn't start then. It started a while back, hasn't it?
No, you're precisely right, John. It really starts in the late 1970s, early 1980s. And we can talk, there's a sort of genuine effort by really the federal government to democratize credit, to extend it to populations which have been sort of vulnerable. Approximately about that same time, or shortly thereafter, there was also a move to deregulate markets. And that combination, on one hand, a genuine effort to sort of democratize credit without the sort of watchful eye of the state, really creates a sort of toxic alchemy, creates quite a few number of toxic financial products. And first, these products sort of, it's a sort of contagion, right? First, these products start out in sort of vulnerable populations, but become so sort of profitable often that they then get expanded to incorporate the mainstream of American consumer. And so that's really the history I sort of lay out in the text.
Now, Devin, something that affects a lot of the people listening right now would be student loans. Even if they don't have one personally, they probably know somebody that has a student loan, and those have gotten so out of control. I mean, my parents and their parents didn't really have that. How will the rising costs of student loans impact future generations?
So you're 100% correct, John, that the majority of college graduating seniors now graduate with student loan debt. That debt is roughly about $30,000. And while that student loan contract might say it's a 10-year contract, the reality is that the average borrower takes twice as long to pay it off. And during that period of time, that borrower perhaps wants to buy a house or buy a home. And we know in American society that home ownership is the primary way in which wealth gets built by the majority of Americans, as primary means of asset building. And so that student loan actually means that you typically have a higher debt-to-income ratio, and the higher debt-to-income ratio sort of strongly correlates with a lower credit score. And a lower credit score means a higher interest rate for your mortgage. So that student loan, that 10-year student loan, actually weighs down the borrower for a decade or more to come, extracting wealth from that household. And then, by extracting wealth from that household, also denying the wealth intergenerationally for instance, that a parent can pass on to their child. And these sort of broader costs and consequences of student loans often get glossed over or elided by policymakers and lenders and others. And the origin story of this sort of student loan really sort of dates back to the sort of early 1980s, when there's a fundamental shift in how students were received and perceived. And I sort of, again, lay out that fundamental shift in the book that I hope people buy.
Again, the book is called Land of the Fee, Hidden Costs and the Decline of the American Middle Class. Let's talk a little bit about fees. And when you look at America compared to other countries, how do we compare when it comes to fees and different things that we're paying here compared to other parts of the world?
So, I mean, really, so much of the fee process has sort of been exported by the U.S. We think of America as this nation that outsources labor, but we also outsource many of our sort of financial products and financial sort of models. Even the student loan process is something really sort of starts in the U.S. and other nations sort of picked up as a way in which to sort of generate revenue, generate profit. And so other nations do a much better job, though, I'd say, of providing a more robust sort of financial regulatory sort of system to police these kinds of rise of fees and costs. But the U.S. is a place it primarily sort of starts, and not simply things like student loan fees, but also things like mortgage loan products as well. That the U.S. becomes a sort of model really for much of the globe to follow.
Again, the book is available right now. It's called Land of the Fee, Hidden Costs and the Decline of the American Middle Class. Again, our guest today has been the author of this book, Devin Fergus. Thank you so much for taking the time to chat.
Thank you so much, John, for having me on the call today. I greatly appreciate it.
Absolutely. We're going to make it super easy to find the book as well. We have a link to it in the show notes for today at johnandheidishow.com.
If you grew up in the 70s, 80s, and 90s, you should consider joining us for this amazing vacation.
My wife and I have been to this event the last 3 years, and we've had a blast.
Join us at The Sands.
Hear amazing music from Billy Idol,
Cheap Trick,
Belinda Carlisle,
Little River Band,
The Hooters,
Tesla,
Howard Jones,
and many more.
Plus, meet awesome stars from movies and TV.
It's the best week ever.
Learn more right now at thesands.rocks.
That's thesands.rocks.
Fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
Harriet Tubman was a pretty heroic, awesome person in history, but even more heroic than most people know. You probably know she was a former slave who became a political activist for the abolition movement. But in addition to smuggling escaped slaves through the Underground Railroad during the Civil War, she was also the first woman to lead an armed assault. She planned and executed a number of raids and was known to carry a revolver for personal protection.
Atta girl.
Yeah, so it sounds to me like Harriet Tubman was pretty darn awesome. So I've got an interesting story there. That is today's fun fact. Thank you for listening to The John and Heidi Show.
Not all credit cards are created equally. Some cards have higher rates, some have annual fees, some are just not very good. Often people will sign up for these because that's all they qualify for. But if you've done that, it may be time to get a better credit card. Over time, your situation can change. Then you could qualify for a better credit card, one that offers you a better rate, or one that offers miles, points, cash back, or whatever is the best fit for you. Check it out for free at bettercreditcards.com. That's bettercreditcards.com.
Now, a news headline from somewhere in this world. Dateline, Russia. The Kremlin has passed a bill that would allow Vladimir Putin to stay in power beyond 2024.
Oh.
So they're saying, okay, it was originally supposed to be done before. Now they let him stay. Now he's saying
not a good idea, I don't think.
So most people voted for it. Those who didn't, their funerals are this coming week.
Yikes.
So I think it's all. I'm just kidding about the whole funerals thing.
It's a bad idea.
Yeah, not a good plan. But this has been today's news headline from somewhere in this world.
Drinking too much can ruin your life. Alcohol and drug issues can cause problems at work, at home, and pretty much everywhere. If substance abuse has taken over your life and you want to quit, there is help. TimeForRehab.com could be the first step in the right direction for you. TimeForRehab.com would love to help you find a new life beyond addiction. Your insurance company may even cover the cost to help make this happen. You can learn more now at TimeForRehab.com. That's TimeForRehab.com.
Now some weird news brought to you by WeirdGiftOfTheDay.com. Rizwan Fadniz and Raji Shuv, both 33, were arrested outside a bus depot in Mumbai for possessing, this is so weird, 7 kilograms of whale vomit.
Oh.
Valued at $275,000.
What would you do with whale vomit?
It's known as ambergris. It's unlawful to possess without a license. From the article, the accused tried to sell the whale vomit by claiming it had consumptions that helped increase the libido. It's mainly used in perfumes and cosmetics, and it fetches a handsome price on its age. It's what it's all based on. It has an unpleasant smell soon after it is secreted, but as it ages, it produces a very sweet smell. So, I don't know. I am so confused.
Okay.
I don't know anything about it other than that's some pretty spendy whale vomit. So, $275,000 worth of whale vomit.
Wow.
It's just a disgusting story. It's why it's today's weird news.
John and Heidi.
Now, your moment of duh brought to you by SingleStudentLoan.com. A Florida man was arrested and charged with practicing dentistry from inside his own home without a license. He's been convicted of similar charges in the past. 56-year-old Jose Santos Vincente was charged with practicing dentistry without a license. Investigators were seen removing dozens of boxes from his home. It's not the first time he's faced charges of this same thing. In 2009, he was found guilty by a judge for the same crime, and then 2 years in prison for that. He's been out now, and he said he claimed to his clients that he got a license at the University of Puerto Rico. He also said he performs all of procedures besides root canals there, according to him.
Jeez.
State Department of Health records do not appear to show any license ever from this person. So they're saying, no, he does not have a license, and no, he is not. But he's been doing this for a long time. It's just a weird story. Who would go to? Would you go to some guy's house and say, hey, you want to pull all these teeth out?
No, I don't even like to go to a regular office.
Yeah, I just think it's a weird story. It's why it's today's moment of duh.
Introducing InsuranceChicken.com. Why InsuranceChicken.com? Why not? Another insurance company has a duck, one has an emu, and that other company has a lizard. So InsuranceChicken.com is no more silly than any of those. Is it time for you to cross the road for your insurance? Don't be chicken. Check out InsuranceChicken.com. We'll help you peck out the best insurance rates we can find at InsuranceChicken.com. That's InsuranceChicken.com.
Now, fake news or Florida? Heidi, tell me, is this a true story from the great state of Florida, or is it hashtag fake news just made up to fool you? Made up just to fool you.
Okay, I'm ready.
I'm the fool here, ain't I? All right, fake news or Florida? Titusville, Florida grandmother popped out her teeth to scare off a nude burglar on her porch.
Oh.
Fake news or Florida?
I'm going to say Florida.
It is a true story.
Ha!
Hey, Sonny, want to come inside? He's like, "Arr!" Kid took off running. That is kind of a fun way to do it.
Huh.
I remember when our kids were just little itty-bitty kids, your grandfather used to take his teeth out.
He did.
Yeah, and he did that to you, and that's when you spoke your first words, right?
Uh-huh.
Something
very
you
first
cannot
sentence.
say on the radio. Does it shock anybody Heidi's first sentence was something she can't say on the radio? I didn't think so. Thanks for listening to The John and Heidi Show.
John and Heidi.
This portion of The John and Heidi Show is brought to you by The John and Heidi Show. That sounds kind of funny, but it's true. Go to your local radio station and ask them to start carrying The John and Heidi Show. Here's the best part. They can carry the show for free. They play a couple commercials, but it doesn't cost them anything every month. So if you know a radio station that could use a little bit of help, send them our way. Send them to johnandheidishow.com. Again, johnandheidishow.com. We would love to do a radio program in your community. Then you could listen to the podcast and listen to us on the radio.
John and Heidi.
We always like to wrap things up around here with good news, and I think this is good news.
Okay.
Comes your way courtesy of bettercreditcards.com. Here's a headline. Student's act of kindness for their math teacher gets the attention of the New York Yankees. High school math teacher in New Jersey got to attend the New York Yankees season opener thanks to his students. And here's what happened. It says here, the seniors at this school sent their teacher, Mr. Barber, and his family to the New York Yankees game after he injured himself. Well, his daughter, who has cerebral palsy, he actually fell down the steps helping her. And he came to school the next day with, like a cut on his face and stitches. And the students thought, you know what a cool teacher, what a cool guy, what a cool dad. And they said, we're sending you to see this game. Well, the Yankees found out about this, and they decided, hey, you know what, Mr. Barber, your students sent you here the first time. We're going to bring you back for another game. And then later in the video, they said, oh, by the way, kids, don't make plans for this date in April because you're coming out too, the whole class. All of you are coming out. How cool is that?
That's cool.
I think it's really, really neat. I've got a link to the story. It's in the show notes for today, and you can find that there at johnandheidishow.com. Time to say goodbye, Heidi.
Goodbye, Heidi.
Goodbye, everybody. Have a great day. Thank you so much for listening to the John and Heidi Show this weekend.